Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about a story 20 years in the making. A kid who was benched in his very first World Cup, who lost finals, who got knocked out early, who some people thought was done chasing this trophy for good. And somehow, at 38 years old, he's still writing new chapters. This is the World Cup journey of Lionel Messi. Let's get into it. 6 World Cups, 2 decades of near misses, heartbreak, and redemption. This is the story of how the smallest kid on the pitch became the man an entire country waited 20 years for. Not a story of a single tournament, but of 6 of them, stitched together across half his life. Each one adding a new layer to a legacy that almost never included the one trophy that mattered most. Germany, 2006. He arrives as the youngest player at the World Cup, 18 years old, mostly used off the bench, a supporting piece in a team built around older, more established stars. He comes on in a group stage rout against Serbia and Montenegro, scores, and shows flashes of the player he'll become. But the head coach keeps him on a bench for a crucial quarterfinal against host nation Germany. A decision that's debated in Argentina for years afterward. Argentina falls on penalties. It's a quiet, frustrating start to what will become the longest chapter of his career. By South Africa 2010, he's already the best player on the planet by every individual measure. Back-to-back Ballon d'Or winner, the undisputed heartbeat of Barcelona's greatest team. Expectations for Argentina are enormous, but something about international football never quite mirrors his club form. Coached by Diego Maradona, a legend still carrying the weight of his own World Cup glory, this Argentina side looks disjointed from the group stage onward. In the quarterfinals, Germany dismantles them 4-0. He doesn't score a single goal in the tournament. The gap between his club brilliance and his country's results is starting to follow him everywhere. A narrative that will hang over him for years. Brazil, 2014. This time, everything aligns. He drags a talented but unconvincing Argentina side through the group stage almost single-handedly, scoring 4 goals, including a stunning solo effort against Iran that decides a match Argentina looks set to draw. He wins the tournament's Golden Ball as the best player of the competition. Argentina reached their first World Cup final in 24 years. And then, in the final itself, against Germany once again, the game stays goalless deep into extra time. Until Mario Götze finds the net in the 113th minute. Messi has one late chance to equalize and pushes it just wide. He walks up minutes later to collect his individual trophy in a stadium still ringing with someone else's celebration. It's one of the loneliest images in modern football. The best player in the world, medal around his neck, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. Russia, 2018. A disorganized, aging Argentina side barely qualifies and crashes out in the round of 16 against a rising French team led by a teenage Kylian Mbappe. He is 31 years old, and for the first time, serious voices, pundits, former players, even sections of Argentina's own fan base begin to wonder aloud whether he'll ever win the one trophy that's eluded him. Whether his entire international story is destined to end in near misses and what ifs, no matter how many records he breaks at club level. Before the World Cup could be won though, something smaller had to happen first. In 2021, at the Maracanã, the very stadium where he'd lost the World Cup final 7 years earlier, Argentina beats host nation Brazil in the Copa América final. He finally lifts a trophy in an Argentina shirt. It sounds small compared to a World Cup, but psychologically, it breaks a curse that everyone in Argentina had quietly stopped talking about out loud. The tears he cries on that pitch say everything the stat sheets can't. Qatar 2022. At 35 years old, in what almost everyone assumes will be his final World Cup, he delivers the tournament of his life. 7 goals, 3 assists, a golden ball as the tournament's best player for the second time in his career, and a final against France that swings wildly 3 separate times. Argentina up 2-0, France level it in 2 minutes through Mbappe. Argentina retake the lead in extra time. Mbappe completes an astonishing hat trick to force penalties. Messi scores in the shootout. Argentina wins. The image of him lifting the World Cup trophy, wrapped in a golden bisht robe, presented by Qatari officials, becomes one of the defining photographs in the history of the sport. The final piece of a career that no longer has anything left to prove. After Qatar, most people assumed his World Cup story was finished. A perfect ending. Best left untouched. Retire the shirt, write the final chapter, let it be. But he keeps playing. He signs with Inter Miami in Major League Soccer, helps them win their first ever trophy within months of arriving, and keeps pulling on the Argentina shirt for World Cup qualifiers. As 2026 approaches, a muscle injury threatens to keep him out of the tournament entirely. Even Argentina's own football federation isn't fully certain he'll be fit until just weeks before the squad deadline. The uncertainty is unlike anything his international career has seen before. Not about form, but about whether his body will simply allow one more tournament. On May 14, 2026, Argentina confirms its squad. His name is on it. At 38 years old, he is heading to a record 6th World Cup. In one more tournament than any Argentine player in history has ever played. His teammates, who know exactly what his presence means to a squad and a nation, don't hide their relief. One of them later admits that without him, several qualifying matches would likely have ended in far worse results than they did. In the group stage on American soil, he looks less like a man on a farewell tour and more like someone still actively adding to the story. A composed penalty and a well-taken second goal against Austria. Another goal against Jordan. Argentina topped their group comfortably, and the early questions about his fitness start to fade into the background as the results speak for themselves. The knockout rounds are never simple, and this one is no exception. Cape Verde and Switzerland both push Argentina into extra time before being seen off. Egypt takes an early 2-goal lead in the quarterfinal before Argentina claws their way back to win. And in the semi-final against England, trailing and searching for answers in the second half, it's 2 of his passes that unlock the comeback that sends Argentina through to the final. By full time, his career tally sits at 21 World Cup goals, an outright record that no other player in the tournament's history is anywhere close to matching. And now, at 38 years old, in what by any reasonable measure should be the very last World Cup of his career, he stands one win away from something no Argentine team has managed since 1962, defending the trophy as back-to-back world champions. The final is set, Argentina against Spain, at MetLife Stadium, 20 years to the tournament after his first World Cup as an 18-year-old coming off the bench in Germany. The story hasn't just continued. Somehow, impossibly, it's still being written.